What we're talking about this morning is not lack of certification, though. We're talking about alternative certification, a means by which the state of Missouri can provide the alternative to teach for generally second career people, folks that have been accountants for 20 years and decide they'd like to begin teaching instead, or they've been engineers and would like to teach math or sciences. Folks that we have an opportunity and a great resource in the state that we are not making in our public school system good use of.
I just want to clarify a couple things and then just answer any questions for you. We're now in 7 states. We've had over 800 certifications issued. Over 4,500 people have joined our program, and over 60,000 people have inquired about it. And the reason that this program is successful and the reason that we can attract people and career changers into teaching is the methodology that we use and the efficiency of the route, yet still the quality of the route. These people are getting a full preparation program of 10 months. They go through a Prepare to Teach workshop series, which gets them ready for the classroom. They go through a subject matter refresher course so that they really thoroughly understand their knowledge. And the program is so rigorous, only 40% of the people actually can graduate and complete the program in the allotted time that they have. In today's world, in order to get the teachers that you need the university system cranking out as many teachers as they can. You need your alternative route that the state has, still producing teachers that it can produce, but you're going to need more routes in order to get all of the teachers that you need to make sure that every school has a great teacher. As of August of last year, there were still 1,100 openings in Missouri schools according to the Missouri website. So there is still a need to help out. We're not going to suddenly take any teachers away from any other program. We're just here to augment what you're currently doing and make sure that we can get you the quality teachers you need.
One of the #1 issues that we're hearing now in our business community and going out to our membership is the need for a qualified and educated workforce. That workforce needs to be prepared and educated in the right way, so when they enter the workforce, they're prepared to move our state forward and our businesses forward. So, in that way, we need to really have, qualified educators in the workplace. We've been heavily involved with a group called the METS Coalition, dealing with math, engineering, technology, and science. This organization and this coalition is comprised of educators and business leaders from around the state, trying to move the state forward and trying to assist the state in moving forward math, engineering, technology, and science. One of the strategies and recommendations that came out of that group's research was to expand the pool of educators that are qualified to teach math, engineering, technology, and science. Some of you I know are aware of this and maybe have been involved in different ways. One of the reasons, or one of the positives that we see out of that, is to promote an alternative teacher certification process that helps to add and bring those qualified educators into the school system and help prepare our students to move the state forward. A couple of notes, you talked about lack of teacher availability. A couple of items that I thought I would share with you, and this first set of numbers was provided by Desi, and it was based on numbers from 2004 and 2005. But the supply of teacher graduates versus the demand for new hires in math was 122 teacher grads versus a demand of 422. In science, the same comparison. Teacher graduates was 113. Demand for new hires was 408. So you can see it doesn't take a math expert to figure out you've got quite a gap there. And this is an opportunity through a qualified alternative teacher certification process that you can help fill that gap, fill that void for Missouri students. Another set of numbers that I thought was important, and this was provided by the Missouri State Board of Education. This was 2003 numbers, but looking at career attractiveness. And this was kind of mentioned before. Average entry wages for teachers in 2003 was an average of around $28,000. For all other types of employment, $30,000. Look at the average wages with a bachelor's degree. Teachers was $39,000. All other was $48,000. So once again, quite a gap there. And if you could help bring in, some other educators, other qualified educators into the process, I think you will help fill that gap, fill a void of teachers, and help better prepare our students. As was been stated before, this is not an attack on education. this is a serious effort to provide alternative teacher certification process, provide those teachers and their abilities to recruit and to retain high-quality educators in Missouri. We think this is a true benefit for our students and for the future of the state.
Specifically on this bill, I want to point out just a couple of things. The first one is that there are, as was pointed out, there are 7 states that currently use ABCDE certification in some form. And we have 2 real concerns about the legislation. The first is the idea that we would name in statute and basically transferring a certification obligation of the State Board of Education to a private company without really any supervision or decision-making on the part of the State Board or accountability and review after the fact. The second piece is that in the 7 states where it's used, 6 states it has been done by decision of the State Board of Education in that state. Last year, South Carolina was the first state to pass a bill to cause that to come into place through legislation. But in all 7 states, when the teacher gets the passport to teaching through the ABCDE, they then go into what's essentially an alternative status, that is 1, 2, or 3 years, probably a renewable status, where they're employed by a district and they have kind of a temporary certificate, and then by proving themselves within those first couple of years, they then are able to get a full professional certificate. This legislation is a little bit different from those other 7 states in that it grants essentially a full professional certificate right off the bat, so that you are creating a new full professional certificate that, unlike the full professional certificate we have right now, does not include the second half of the equation. It has basically the content knowledge, but it doesn't have the coursework that necessarily the requirements for praxis. I didn't use that word right. Practice, field practice, active student teaching. And so our concern is in part that we're mandating this without any kind of oversight or review, to a certain degree without real data that supports the need to proceed directly in this fashion rather than some other routes that will beef up our understanding and our capacity through alternative programs. And then second, that it really kind of muddies the water as to what is a professional certificate. We're always going to be ones to come here and urge you to have state policy support teaching as a profession, and that a full professional certificate represents that the candidate has both subject matter standards they've met and craft and science of teaching standards they've met.
This bill is designed to complement and not compete with or replace our current teacher certification program or our current alternative teacher certification program. This bill is perfectly suited and targets the working professional who would consider becoming a career teacher by making a career switch. These are people who have subject matter expertise. They will most likely have significantly advanced degrees and with real life experience in their chosen field, who would like to teach Missouri students. The average age of the person completing an ABCTE alternative certification program is 37 years of age. 1/3 of them are male, 18% of them are African American, which is double the statistics currently going through college to become teachers. So therefore, we have an opportunity to not only bring significant real-life experiences, advanced degrees in education into the classroom, but also a much more diverse pool of teachers than we currently have working their way through the system.